How you guys doing today? Today is Wednesday, March 24th, 2021. If you're new here, what's up? My name's Evan, aka the YouTube John Stonkton. I'm out here, I find all these little tickers, I'm like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, snack. Well, do you want to have the, over there? Or, that's a nice one. Over there, right? All that kind of good stuff. I'm also known as the YouTube Chef Boyar Swing. You get it? Chef Boyar swing trade, get it? Right? Good stuff. All day I've been saying in my head, I cannot wait to say Chef Boyar swing on YouTube for random strangers. Pun game on point. But on a real note, if you are new here, welcome back. Nope, idiot. If you're new here, welcome for the first time, young buck or young lady. I am here to show you technical analysis for beginners and intermediate traders. If you're a beginner and you go on TikTok, you go on Facebook, you go on Twitter, and you're like, how are they doing this? Like, how are they posting all these huge gains? Well, one, they're lying. Welcome. Social media is fake and not real. Congrats, you're now caught to the rest of us. And two, technical analysis and fundamental analysis. Now, all the big runners, all those big things is a mix of fundamentals and options. And again, we're not going to talk about that here. But everyone who wants to have a great side hustle, want to have a great swing trade opportunity, have a good time, not being too swayed, not too white knuckling, like, oh God, what's going to happen? We don't do that here. We have very good risk versus reward, great fundamentals or research as well as behind a lot of this. You're going to like it. When it comes to technicals, I had look for 8 things usually: support, resistance, trendline, patterns, EMA lines, stochastic, vortex, and RSI, along with volume profile. So I guess 9 minus resistances. But 8 things I look for. Everything that I talk about here, you can apply to tickers that you like. It may not be on this time scale or this kind of holding period, but you can very easily go day trading, scalping, long-term investing with the things I'm talking about. That's fantastic. Intermediate traders, if you are trying to get better, trying to get gooder, as they say in my world, you want to get most good and not be big dumb, we're going to help you diversify firstly. A lot of these tickers you've never probably even heard of because you're too busy over here suckling the tit of technology like, ooh, can I have some more? And it's like, no, loser. And then QQQ is like, and spits all over you. And you're like, why is my portfolio dying? Right? It's because you're not diversifying. If you have only 2 tickers in a whole entire portfolio, that's a problem. You don't want to have that now. So again, beginners, I'm going to show you everything you need to know. The intermediates, again, diversification and some refinement will be nice. With that being said, if you are so inclined and you love me enough and you like my new earrings, I got the gauges back in. What's up? If you like that kind of stuff, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It does help. Again, I have some folks like, please don't get any larger because I don't want you to change. I don't know if you know this about me. I don't give a shit about how many subs I have. I don't care. I don't think it matters. I don't think it's going to be some big thing where I check every 10 minutes and be like, I got a new subscriber. I don't care. If I have 5,000, 10, 100, I'm not going to change. So if you like this, great. You can hop on board. If not, see you later, loser. And again, if you do like, share, and subscribe it, I don't really care about that. But again, I like to help people. And if we can get this out to more people, that's going to do what I want to do. Where they can get some learning, you can get some help. It's good stuff. You can be good. So I want you guys to share, like, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I would appreciate that. The Discord, I have 10 spots open. Okay. Good Lord. Leave me alone. I know some of you are like, I wanted to get in. I just had to wait for the end of the month. Okay, I got you. And again, I'm going to make a second Discord where it can be a brand new, fresh start for some people. I'm going to be in there. I'll be here for you, my sweet baby angels. And you're going to have some admin. I'm going to add like 10, 15 veteran traders. No, this is not going to be some dumbass like, oh, live calls all day. Ooh, do. Like, no, it's going to be literally folks here to help you learn. It's an educational community. And again, there'll be a new one soon. I'll get it probably going around 50 reservation spots, 50, 60 people join. I open it, we can get that going then. So again, there are options coming. No one should be freaking out. And again, absolutely no pressure. If you do not want to be in a Discord, if you do not want to be any more intimate and close to me in a relationship with this, that's also totally fine. It's just there for those who want it and who go to get better education. I do nightly newsletters, morning newsletters, all this kind of stuff, live recordings early, some great stuff in there. Lastly, again, I'm going to say it quickly, but there are other really good YouTubers and stock traders out there. You should go watch them as well. There's absolutely no reason. The only person you should be getting stock advice from is a dude who had a 2.3 high school GPA, gauges, and pink hair. It's insane if you think that's what I should be. But I'm really, really good. I'm really good at swings and mid caps and what I do. I'm so good at it. But I'm also the fucking worst at crypto. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand day trading. I don't understand scalping. I have such anxiety that I would have swamp pits by 9:35 within market open. So again, watch them, take all their learning, all their education, if they're trustworthy, and please go support them, go patron them, go love them too. If you really want, you can tag me and I'll definitely go talk smack and start beef. No, I'm kidding, I won't do that. If you're on TikTok, I will. I'll come for you and I'll come for that neck hard. And some people have been finding out, and that's why I get downvotes on these videos. I'm like, this is a dumb video and you're stupid. And they're like, go get them boys. And I get like 20 downvotes and I'm like, no. It's okay. So again, Discord's available. No pressure. YouTube's here. 9 great stocks. John Stockton. Chef Boyer Swing. Let's get it, boys. So as always, above me, our trusty poop list. We have 9 great tickers on there for beginners. Again, if you're a beginner, I always insist that you pause the video in between them and then chart them yourselves. Again, you want to get your supports, resistances, trend line, and patterns, and look at the indicators that you like. If what you're saying matches what I'm saying, probably a good indication you're onto something. Below that, we have our list of, I think, 7 today. Good calls that I've called once before, or they're intermediate calls. So again, if I see a stock that's like I've called before, looks pretty good, and it's still there, I call those out. And then also if they're more intermediate plays, like FLNT definitely will be one of those where you kind of needs a more of a diamond hands kind of approach and more finesse. Beginners, don't touch those. Intermediates, I got you. With that being said, let's get into it. First is CALX. The first thing you're going to notice is just this gorgeous uptrend. Oh, let's measure it. From here up, it's been 80% in 100 days. Again, that's a lot. That's a lot. Will this last forever? Absolutely not. I don't know what CALX is doing, CALX Inc., but again, look into it. You may want to think this is a channel. I don't disagree. I don't agree. I want to do this together first. We draw a trend line like this. It was a channel, okay, and I think this is still very vital, but you can see it broke here. It broke here. So it could be a channel up. It could be. What I see off the bat, though, is this. That also lines up very well. That's a broadening top, my boy. Do I think this may make a move up here? I don't. Realistically, I don't. I think maybe the next move may hit around, $46 or so. This makes a lot more sense to me personally. So I think that's a good move. Overall, a good move. I do like it. I don't think it's going to be, a whole fat 30% though. Super strong support down here, right here. You need to draw your own. Let me activate mine. You can put yours right where it is. Be like, yo, that's support, dog. Best price we're going to get. Yours may be down here and be like, yo, we got some room to drop. That's totally fine too. It comes down to what you think it's going to be. And I prove all that as long as it's your own due diligence. The resistance is the same way. I put it kind of in the middle here. We don't know if it's going to be up here. This is definitely where it is. But then again, your first resistance then is 13% away. It's kind of a lot. So I have to be on the more the careful side. Again, a great pickup. I like this setup a lot. This will not last forever. Make sure you have a smart stop loss below your support and this channel. So for me, mine would be about 5% move here. But I think, again, 13%, reasonable. A full move, low key on a long-term hold, reasonable. So good 3-to-1, 4-to-1 play. CALX, I like a lot. Let's check the indicators. What's super cool about this channel is that I do not look at indicators when I scan. What I'm looking for is price action. EMA lines, I ignore. RSI, I neglect. I don't look at stochastic or vortex. Everything I look for is based off price action. I do these live with you. And so whatever I see here is what I actually see. There's no shortcomings. There's no shortcuts. There's nothing me trying to cheat. If I see good price action, I call it. If the indicators then, once you go through it together, if they show a different story, I show you how it may change my opinion. Let's check it out. So we can see with CALX, we have such a beautiful 200 EMA line bounce here. This is what I mean. If this price action was up here towards the 50, I would say, hey, you have options. Wait for value or cross the 50 and then go long. Down here, again, we have options. You can see it doesn't always tap the 200. Right, it doesn't always tap it down here. So you want to wait for one, you can, but you may miss the move. If you're okay with that, you're okay with that. I think that that's not a terrible idea to wait for it to bounce. I also think this may take a few days to reverse. You see how the reversals up here are kind of bullish shaped? They're kind of like little cups, right? I think this may also happen down here and may take its sweet old time. So I think this is a good area to buy into. You don't want to wait for 50 crossover, but value near the 200, that makes a lot of sense off that alone. We could also see, boom, that we have RSI oversold for the first time in 6 months. Fantastic. It may show up in some folks' scanners. They may see this and want to buy it. Beautiful. Stochastic is low, but what do I always say? Whenever we talk about stochastic, we're always waiting for it to come down and curl north. If it just keeps coming down, know that is a falling knife. We don't catch those. Stochastic, again, we wait for some form of life. We could also see on the vortex, it's very, very low. The beauty about this is that when the vortex, the green line, the green volume, the green price is very low, it's showing that people who are bulls are oversold. And transversely, we look at the red line here. You see how high up the red is? Bears are overbought. What's that mean? Before we have a reversal, you may be down here a few days, but overall, this is a great place to buy into given the vortex. Now, you can wait for a crossover and those kinds of things, but overall, 10 out of 10. CALX, make sure you know why they're selling off. If they are like a pharma company and someone just like died because of their products, bad look. But if it's just like a normal sell-off because it got too high, fantastic. I like it a lot. Next is EDU. What's so cool about EDU is that we were over here before and we watched this uptrend. We watched the whole entire thing. We called it 3 or 4 times. And now that it broke, you know what I'm doing? I waited. I waited and I waited. You're going to figure this out as you get better, but as you kind of play these plays more than once, every 3, 4, 5 times, and these things happen, watch list it. As soon as a major support or a major resistance are broken, including trend lines, you should reset everything. I had no idea where the pattern was going to go. I've given it some time, and now here we are. What's really beautiful is the support line. Now, this is not held before. It's held higher, and now it's down here. What you should be praying to the stock gods about is that this wicks down. We want to see this wick and come back. We want to see a little green one right here. This will be our first resistance if it does hold beneath, so be aware of that. You can also see we had a stock split. Boom. That's what it's going to do. Make sure you know what's happening, where it's going to do. If it's already happened, whatever, make sure you know what's going on because you do not want to get caught with this. That's also going to raise the volume and the float possibly, so check on that. Obvious downtrend. Obvious downtrend. But you can look at the downtrending, the lines. Do they really line up with the upper part? Yeah, not really. This is also a broadening wedge. If this were to keep going forever, it's impossible. So this is not going to be able to come all the way down here once again, probably. So this pattern should be dead soon and start a new one. But very strong support, very low risk. That's the whole point here. Worst case, everything breaks. Everything breaks. You get down to this gap here. This all breaks. Okay, 4%. But the upside, if it moves where we want it to, easily 4, 10, 15, 20%. EDU, a great risk versus reward support play. Let's check the indicators. So first thing you'll see is these EMA lines. And what's important about these is this. When the EMA lines are both above it, that means both as in 50 and 200. You should have your own if you want to do 89 for the Fibonacci sequence. If you want to use SMA lines or just MA lines, you want to do 100, 175, 69 because you're a child, I don't really care. But while both are above it, they will act as resistances. What you're going to see, because they're bouncing off of it, your price target should also be dictated by the EMA lines being above it. If they're both above your price, and your price target's above both EMA lines, that makes no logical sense because they will be resistances. It's going to take some time. So make sure your price targets are accurate with EMA lines in place. So with that being said, we can definitely see that the 50 is respected. It bounces off it. Now it breaks it, right? But it's respected. More importantly, the 200 is super duper pooper scooper respected, right? If your price target's going to be 18 bucks, you're screwing something up. Your price target should definitely be closer to 16.50 or 17. And I don't mean you have to sell the whole entire thing then, but again, take some profits there, take half off the table, get something. Because if you hit the EMA line, you break down, you lose, it's going to break hard and you're going to become sad and be upset you didn't take profits earlier. RSI is low. It could be a dash lower, but again, this self has been huge, so it's pretty low. That's great. Stochastic is low. I want to see it curl north. Nothing yet. And then Vortex is kind of confused. You can see an increase in volume because red's going up and green's going up, but we could also see that's still red. So until green crosses or green gets lower, I wouldn't really touch it. I'd give it a day. What's really nice about something EDU is there's absolutely no rush to buy it. You can see we have a great support. It's going to be Thursday. If this continues, check on Monday, right? Friday will probably be another sell-off day. But EDU this week and the next week will be great. But there's no one forcing you to buy it. Keep some eyes on it. It'll be good in the future. But let's not rush into it. I like it, but I don't love it quite yet. You know, it's a good pickup. Next is FSLY. I called this a while ago over here, almost a month ago. Let's do the 10 years. That's what I'm looking at. Sexual. You see how this support holds very strong? Now, let's not get this twisted. Just because recently this has not gone any lower, does that mean that it's impossible to get lower? Absolutely not. There is no way in Sam hell you can even think that 60 is its bottom. This thing can get down as low as it wants to. Don't get that twisted. So looking at it right now, 61, 60, very strong support. Give it some time, baby. Give it some time. This is not a race, it's a marathon. 5 days, down here, 4 days. We're down here for 12 hours. So you have until Monday, possibly Tuesday, in theory, from what we've seen, to give this some time to look over. This is a very reasonable price target. You're probably like, why is your price target all the way up here? I want to get the full move. You can. I'm saying for me, in this choppiness, I think that getting 10% on any swing trade is great. So this could definitely go up higher. Lots of folks in my Discord are well known with technology. They are against this just because of the company and QQQ's getting killed. Very logical, very logical. But if we do see QQQ break above the 200 and hold and get to higher highs, FSLY may be a big part of that. So I do like it. Let's check the indicators. Again, it's important to note all that we have going is a support line. Is that convergence? To me, it's not. But let's see if the indicators can lend more to us. The 50 EMA line is the big problem here. We can't get above that. If I were you, I would wait. I have two reasons I enter a trade. I enter off of value or an EMA line crossover. It can be the 10, the 50, or the 200, depending on the situation. Given the fact that the 50 is so strong and we can't get above it, I will probably personally wait for a 50 EMA crossover. If we do dip to about $60, $59, that's a great value I would possibly purchase. Do not buy just because it's a good deal. Make sure that the good deal either has value based off risk reward or it's close to being EMA crossover. That's what I do. It's also important to note the 200 is far away, so our price target is near that with the moonshot being above it. If we break above that, shit, off to the races. I like that. RSI is oversold, but again, how true has it been? Over here is all screwy. You know, screwy, it's been really messy, but again, this is very low. Horizontal plays do reflect that. You would have made money eventually, except for over here, and again, these massive sell-offs kind of make some sense for that. Stochastic is dummy low, looking really good here. Vortex could be a dash lower, but that's okay. So again, good setup. I like it a lot. I just want to see a little bit more life out of it. Given the fact there is no convergence, it's just a strong support play. But FSLY, if QQQ and tech does come back, this could be great. Next is HLIT. So HLIT's really cool. It's a great trend line. So again, how do we find what we're going to go off of for our resistance? Now, if you were to come over here, you try and line this up, it's not going to work. Come over here, see it's not going to work. That's fine. Come over here and see possibly it's going to work. Okay, it cuts through some stuff. So again, do we have a resistance line? I don't see one. That's not the point. The point to me is this. If there's no clear resistance line, you should make sure your price target is based off of horizontal resistances. If we look back over here, 817, that should be your first price target, and then probably around 848. Do I think this has upward potential? I really do. I think this could easily break above and make it farther. In this kind of choppy market, are you going to risk getting in, getting a 10%, 8% great play, and then holding because you want to get a little bit more? No. We don't get greedy around here. So I think there's no clear resistance lines that are trend lines. Use your horizontal resistances. But nonetheless, this support's right here. Super strong. Make sure to draw your own. Make sure to draw your own. Mine's right here. You may be like, you're dumb. Mine's down here. Shit, okay. Go with that. That's fine. Ain't no skin off my back, man. That's cool. You want to go down lower? You want to go up higher and say it's hitting it right now? We're golden. Go for it. Also, fantastic. It's up to you. But overall, great trend line, great support. I think HLIT has a great future. Harmonic, check into it. I like it a lot. Let's check the indicators. So I kind of cheated. I know HLIT really well. I've been watching this for a very long time. Actually, my first time buying HLIT was actually off of this trend right here. I saw this and I bought right here. I ran this all the way up. So I know HLIT because of the 200 EMA line. So It's getting close to that. Would I dictate that? I would wait for this, and here's why. There has to be a balance. There has to be a very real conversation and balance between indicators and price action. I do not take any one indicator above price action. I would much rather have a strong trend line than I would a strong EMA line. That's just my opinion. Now, given the fact that the market's been choppy, I think we can get a little bit lower price. If that does coincide with the 200, even better. So again, I'm going to give it a day, but I think the 200 EMA bounce looks way better than a trend line or support, given how far up the support is. I like the EMA bounce more for this one. So looking at this closer, I think the EMA line is really important. I think that the support line may also be smarter to be down here, and that would coexist very well. All you got to know is that right here, what's this called? Convergence. Everything's coming together, a lot of support happening. Also realize it's below the 50, so make sure your price target has that in mind until it breaks above it. RSI does come down here to do what? Reverse. Does it get a little bit lower? It does, and that's what I mean. I think if the RSI and the EMA lines do coexist to be a little bit lower and wants to be coming down a little bit lower for a little bit better of a deal, that may happen and give up the trend line. If that does happen, we can wait for it to show some life at the 200. Stochastic is low. What's it doing? Uh-oh, it curling. So maybe we'll see. If we see a green one tomorrow, might not be a bad choice to go along with because the vortex is also fairly low and curling. So HLIT, long term, if you check in the fundamentals and it makes sense, could also bolster your purchase because you know long term it's going to be really good. But HLIT right now, a great pickup because of the low risk, medium reward, and easy clarity. I like it a lot. Next is PWR. Again, the first thing you'll notice is a great uptrend. Let's take our channel that we drew, duplicate, and come up. Does it make a channel? It does. This is a rarity that on the 184-hour chart, it actually makes a beautiful channel, and we're down here. With that information, I would be a little bit more bold to buy in sooner. Now, one thing to note, let's come over here. How long was this consolidation down here? 5 days. Right here, let's see. 2 days, right here, about 5, then right about here, 6, right here, 3. So we have some days. Do we have a lot of days? No, we have some days. Right here, we're in day 1. So there has been 2-day consolidations to then reverse. There's been more 3 to 5 days. So give it a day. We can even see right here. Look at this. It's coming down farther. All right, so it's not just rush in. Give it a day. If we do get inside this channel again, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. It'll be great. If we see it comes down a little bit farther and turns green again, you still got 8, 9, 10% of room to run. That's still fantastic risk versus reward. Let's check the EMA lines out. We maybe will use EMA lines as a possible stop loss. But if this does reverse tomorrow and go long, take your support line and move it up to here. Look at that. Is this viable? Once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would now be a viable line. It reverses. This is now your stop loss, 2%. You're now mitigating risk because you're being proactive and honest. You'll love to see it. Let's check the indicators. Oh, who knew? So we get rid of everything real quick and not take off the screen because we'll lose it. Do you see this right here? This will be your play right now. Like I said before, you can buy off of 2 things, value or an EMA crossover in my book. Right now, we're so close to the 50 and a slight bit of curl. You can now wait for a better value, which will probably coexist more with a 200 EMA line, or wait for it to reverse over the 50. You can buy early, sure. If you have that much confidence in PWR to go long, hell yeah, go for it. But I would personally wait to retake the 50, hold above it with 1 candle, and then go long. Use the 50 as your stop loss. You now mitigate a risk and extra reward. Love to see it. So I would definitely wait for it to get above it. That's only 2% off. I would take 2% less profit to ensure a good move. That's just my personal opinion, though. If it does dive further, wait to get close to the 200. That'll be your value play. RSI was just oversold, showed some life. Small pullback. That's okay. We want to see what's going to happen. Stochastic was low, curled up, and showing some life. Vortex is very low. So again, I think red's overbought on the vortex. Green's oversold. We have an EMA line cross happening soon here. PWR, will you buy tomorrow? I doubt it. I doubt it'll be ready tomorrow, but I'm thinking Friday or Monday if it gets above that 50. It could be your best play of the week for sure. I like PWR a lot. Next is RVP. This is one of those that's just been printing for us. We were over here before. I remember directly, I was over here, I was watching this, and it was very much like OPTT and some other ones that are kind of doing this same triangle kind of look, and it broke out. Once it broke out, what did I do? Waited, twiddly. I was waiting, and what did I do? Came right back down to this trend line. I called it, made some money, and we're back here. Now, I am still a bit concerned. I am a bit concerned about this downtrend. This is a very obvious downtrend. The one good thing is that the downtrending support makes a broadening wedge. What's that mean? It's not gonna last forever. And so I'm not too worried about that. But if you want to wait for it to get above that, wouldn't be stupid at all. Very strong support line. I would give this again to probably Monday. I would give it, tomorrow, Friday. If it shows some green and goes long, hell yeah, go for it, right? If it does take longer, I'd give it some time to get closer to the support line. Again, supports are much stronger than trend lines most times. And again, you have a support right here. This is the POC. It's the strongest support on the whole entire thing. Now, if this does break, again, we'll lead to some consolidation back and forth. That's where you get that choppiness from. If it does go back and forth, we'll buy in at the bottom, hopefully close to 1040, get pulled up by that, and get some quick money. So RVP, real quick, another beautiful example of a broadening wedge. And did it last? Nope. And that's a good point to always be made to make sure you don't lie to yourself and find the correct patterns. Trend line still intact, support still intact. RVP long term, I love it. Let's check the indicators. Look at the clarity on this now that we turned this on. Look at this. You see a difference here? Bounce off the 200, off the 200, off the 200. Where's the 200 now? Above it. What's that mean? I really like RVP's price action. I would never take an EMA line over a price action setup. But I will now make sure that my price target is much tighter and my risk is much tighter. We are going against the trend. We're still bullish. Okay, you may be like, it's been a hard week for me. I bought the GME and the AMC dropped and now I have to tell my kids no Christmas. No. All right, it's still bullish. You're just being an idiot. So we are definitely still below both the EMA lines, and it's now a whole different ball game. Make sure the 200 EMA line is not below your price target. It better be price target, 200 EMA line, because you're not going to break above that very easily. So make sure that's the case. So this is definitely going to change things up. Make sure you have a strong support. Give it some time, but then your price target must be based off the 200. Again, a small move in this thing is still 20%. So it's very volatile. Do not get caught slipping. I would definitely make sure you have stop losses intact. Bag holding this would suck butts. RSI is almost oversold. That's great. Stock is dumb low vortex. Again, it's a great setup. We just need to see some life. I need to see it curl nicely. And again, very volatile. The EMA lines do changes for me, so make sure the EMA lines are very, very clear to you when you make your price targets and where you're going for, because it will F your day up if you mess this up. RVP, I do like it though. On a positive note, it's good. Ooh, SPT, look at this. It's breaking. It is breaking. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get rid of it real quick. And this is live on air. We're going to redraw it. That to me makes a little bit more sense. Okay, this looks good to me. It's coming down. I'll put some lines there. Would have caught all these moves beautifully. That's the new one because it's breaking, and I'm going to now be more conservative and go off of this now. Boom, live action. We can see that this support is not holding too well, so again, I'm going to become a little bit more conservative. All right, I think for moi, I think that's probably a good support area. I want to see what it's going to do. The market is selling off. I'm not going to lie to you. I can be like, I'm always right, look at me. I think I may be a little off with SPT. I think it may be a little bit lower. But again, this is a great area of value. It's a great place to buy into. It still has trend lines and supports this whole area from here down. This whole area in here. Previous resistance becoming a new support. So don't rush into this. You can see how it does have little baby greens. Baby green, little baby greens. All right, so if it does reverse, you may see a little baby green. That may be a good signal for you. Great value. A great value. You know, it was, again, a broadening top. You can see how it was before, a broadening top, making the shape. It will not last forever. It broke. Now we wait for the new pattern. The trend line's still intact. If this does break, I would definitely go off horizontal action. But SPT, Sprout Social Inc., I like it a lot. Make sure you know why it's selling off. But again, I do like it. Let's check the indicators. So it just broke below the 200 and the 50. It does not break below the 200. So again, you must dictate that your price target now must switch. Looking at mine, I may have to take this and drop it down a little bit farther and do one of these right there. So I gotta see what's going on. If this is gonna be below both of it, you could wait for it to cross above the 200 again. It really shows some life. So again, a crossover makes sense, but it's gonna be a much more long-term play. You want to buy in soon, that's fine. But given the other stocks, SPT is good, but there's probably better beginner ones for you. I wouldn't try and fit a circle and a square hole if it's going to be downtrending when the market's going up. So we'll see. RSI is low, Vortex is low. It could be a little bit lower. Stochastic is low. So again, I think this has maybe 3-4 more days of selling off. As someone in the chat just mentioned, it does have earnings on Tuesday. With that being the case, watch SPT starting next Wednesday. We don't jump the gun. But SPT, watch list it. I do like it long term. So TAST, I called a while ago, and it's been an absolute snack. Ironic name for being a snack. Now this uptrend, let's zoom out. All right, it's been going on. Am I more sold on the uptrend or the horizontal play? The answer definitely is the horizontal play. So this is definitely important to show higher lows long term. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's looking really good. Now, every time it's reversed, how low has it gotten? Let's come over here. Let's make our line here. All right, right here. It's reversed, it's reversed, it's reversed, it's reversed. Everywhere it's gotten, it has reversed under right there. Every single time it has come down past this line. So for me, given that, $6 is gonna be my entry. I want to get in at $6. Now, would I go in at like 602 to capture the move? I most certainly would. But this is definitely nice. How long does it take to consolidate? What's the consolidation period? What's this look like? 10 days. This one where it broke down, 8 days. Over here, 13 days, 5 days, 14 days. So again, we're down here. What's this mean? You may be down here 2, 5, 10, 15 days. If you like to have your money liquid elsewhere, that's great. But TAST does make good moves. It does make 17% moves fairly easily. You wait 8 days for 17%, that's still 2% a day on average. So TAST is still a great setup. I love this so much. Have a stop loss. It's really easy. You can put stop loss like 591. Oh, God, it's dying. All right, 2.5%, God forbid. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful risk versus reward. I like it a lot. Let's check the indicators. So it seems like both are not, they're not that important. It looks like it breaks above the 50, then bounce off of it. I got a yawn. What else is new in my life? So it does, it respects both of them. You're below both of them, so that'll be a resistance moving forward. That's probably why looking for like a $6.75, $7 is probably a better idea for a price target than like, going for $7.30. RSI has not been oversold before. Oh, that's a nugget. Stock low, Vortex dummy low. Again, this is like a 10 out of 10 play. I would wait for some life, but this thing does take off very quickly. Kerchoo. So I think going off value is probably the best bet, but TAST, I like it a lot. And last of the day is Twinkie, Hostess Twink. What's nice about this is we can see an obvious triangle. What do triangles lead to? As I talk about, triangles can lead to 3 things: consolidation, ascension, and descension. And that's why there's horizontal triangles, ascending triangles, and descending triangles. A horizontal triangle will lead to consolidation. Consolidation leads to ascension and descension breakouts. So again, what's important with the stock? Stop loss. What's more important? Reasonable price targets. So again, do not get this twisted and think you're going to hit $18 because it's doing this. No, you may hit $15.5, $16. Just make sure that your price target's accurate and you have a stop loss that makes sense. We have no idea if it's going to break out like this. Kerchoo, see a nerd, and go up here, or it's going to go, shit, we're going to drop and come down to like 1346, which is very reasonable. That can happen. But this trend line is
Janavi Oyoyo, come to the front office. Janavi Oyoyo, come to the front office.
Yo, that scared the shit out of me, dude. No, I was like, what the, is that Jesus? No, I almost just crapped my pants. Ugh. So as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. The trend line here, oh my God, I'm shook. This trend line here, super strong. You can even come back over here and see this trend line is super strong, my boy. This thing is printing. Now, again, you're like, well, Evan, it's not even, it's going to get you what? Like 4% on a good move? Okay, that's fine. What are you risking? 1% if it really does break down. So I think hitting 5 to 6% makes sense. Twinkie, you know, dude, where's Hostess going? Nowhere, okay? It's a great setup. Like it a lot. Let's check the indicators. So again, knowing Twink pretty well just because of the history I have with it, it's at the 200. That's where big fella Twinkie makes his reversals at. Can you wait for it to get above the 50? Yeah, but would you give up too much of your profit? Yeah, so I think value is the play to go here. Now it is below it. It is below it, so I would definitely let it break this and come back above it. You must be above the 200 to trade Twinkie. That's my goal right now. RSI, is it low? No. Is it under 30? No. Is that okay? Yes. You're going to see with the RSI, stochastic vortex, any indicator that you use, you must be dynamic. If this stock is ascending, if it's constantly going up, why would it be oversold at any time? Right? It's very rare you're going to get a stock that's ascending but also oversold. It's a rarity. It happens with really big channel ups and stuff like that. So again, it's okay. It's okay. It's not at 30. It's not at 35. It's okay. I like it a lot still. RSI, you must be dynamic with. We can see right here it's at 38. And what's reverse at? 38 and maybe 36. We're right there, okay? So calm down. Get your pennies out of a bunch. It looks okay. It's below negative 40. That's good. What's our signal? Curling. We want to see it curl north a little bit. And then the vortex is low. Again, it could be a little bit lower, but look at red. Don't just get eyes on the green. Where's red at? The red is also overbought as well. So again, those together show bears are getting exhausted and bulls are getting ready to go. Twinkie, lower reward, but again, for a beginner, gorgeous. And there you have it. Those are our 9 really, really, really good beginner plays. I had to recount them. 9 really good beginner plays. If you are a beginner, get out of here. Nerd, go over there. No. If you're a beginner, you must turn yourself from going from watch list buying, watch list monitoring, charting into this. 100% learning. I want to go through these as quickly as possible. I'm not going to turn the indicators off. I want you guys to go through these. Intermediate traders, you can trade these. I trust you. I've called these before. Good stuff. If you're a beginner, make sure you're going off this based off education alone. I don't want to see you coming through trying to buy all these and getting burned. These are not for you. First is ALDX. ALDX is again descending, but this is a super strong support, but it broke the 200. It broke the 200. And what do I say about that? I usually have to wait for it to get back above that, but you can go off of value. Again, this is really volatile, 13%. There's no volume here. There's absolutely no volume in this area. If this does break down hard, you're going to get shit on. So make sure you have a stop loss because this could get bad quick. But ALDX, I like it. Look at this. It says therapeutics play. What's that meaning? Therapeutics, pharmaceuticals. They have FDA approval rates. They have drugs. They're probably all delicious. No, I'm kidding. Don't do drugs unless they're legal. Then, hey, what's up, Colorado? But if it's a therapeutics or a pharma play, there is a chance one of their drugs may have side effects, may not get approved for FDA approval. The company has a lot of institutional support. Make sure you do the fundamentals. Do not F around with these without doing research. For the love of God, you will get burned hard. Next is AMD. AMD is what we call a comeback king pattern. It goes from 30 to 70, 30 to 70, 30 to 70, 30 to 70. You get the idea. And where are we? We're near 30. Now, it hasn't gotten overbought in a while. It's an obvious downtrend. This is a really big nerdy stock for people who like, that kind of setup. So again, it's showing a higher low if it lives here. And this is definitely a oversold, overbought play. It's a really good support area. Nothing else going for it. What's the possible reward? Pretty high for a good long-term hold. So AMD, many folks know about this. I'm not much of a hype kind of guy, but this does go 30 to 70 on the RSI like clockwork. I do like that a lot. CTIC. Called it. I was like, hey, this is going to make a full move. And we went kerchoo for almost 45%. Did I catch it? Nope, because that's my life. But we're down here again. Now, I'm a bit concerned. You've had a lot of lower lows recently, and you just peaked out super hard here. So I think that's not great. Earnings just happened. So I'm not saying buy CTIC right now, but there's a possibility that this is such a strong support based on volume. There's no volume in here. Do you think this is where a lot of folks are buying it? No, they're buying it up here. The POC is right here. It's gravitational. If this does hold and show some green tomorrow, this could be a really easy play to read. I'm not going to jump the gun though. It's earnings plays. I hate these, so I like it a lot, but let's give it a day or two. Next is FENY. I like FENY a lot. The problem with FENY is the trend line's only hit twice. Twice. And again, it's gone almost 100% really quickly. So, I mean, that's not beautiful either. But it's near the 200. It's near the 50. It's just in no man's land. Like, it's below the 50 but above the 200. Is this a value play? Is this a crossover play? Is this cosplay? No, it's okay. And again, what's the reward? You know, maybe it hits this resistance 5-6%. You're risking about 5 or 6%. So I want to give it a day. I'm going to give it a day. And you can see the stochastic's not matching anything else. So yeah, let's give it some time. But FENY, if it does collapse down to like the 200, hell yeah. If it does get above the 50, hell yeah. But until then, let's give it a day or two. So FLNT, FLNT. We had one of my members call it over here. Beautiful. And also I'm not one of those people like, one of my members made $6 billion. So swag. No, he made a good call. It was pretty dope. Shout out to Bald Nightmare. The man's killing it out here. But we're down here again. Now, is it possible that we're going to come down and see maybe 338? Yep. Is it possible we're going to come down here and maybe see 277? Yep. Is it also possible that we're going to have a really good reverse and make a lot of money? Yep. I have no idea. It's a support play. It's a support play. I have nothing else going for it. RSI is oversold, but confusing looking. Stocks low, Vortex low. Again, it's great, but all you got is a support line. That's not convergence to me. I need something else. But overall, FLNT, if it does live here, snack. Next is NVTA. I've called it before. I called it over here. It shit the bed. I was like, well, it's good value now. But then it came back like a son of a gun, and it made a good moonshot. Now we're back over here. Is this going to be the support for sure? I don't know. Is it possibly going to make any lower lows and come down maybe about $50 or $30? Maybe. It also may come up all the way up here to $42. What the hell do I know? All right, I can't tell the future. All I do know is that it can't break above the 200. It doesn't really respect the 50, and we're down here. All you have going for you is support. Would you buy it only off of support? I personally wouldn't. But it is a great horizontal play. I just want to see some more life out of it first. But NVTA, I do like it a lot. And last is OI. Oi! Right? This is great. It's been a beautiful channel. I called it over here. I was like, it looked pretty good. And then it went and made a good move. And I was like, sick. And now we're back over here. Now, what's this? Okay, this last peak is higher than this one. So what's the key going to be? It needs to have higher lows. It needs to show some life here and beat this one out. It's understated how important higher lows and higher highs are. It's the most basic thing that folks always forget about. If you do not have higher lows, so if you have a bump and then the next one comes up and then goes lower and comes down to here, and now you have a lower low, that shows that you're definitely in a downtrend, especially if your peak is not as high as the last peak. That's literally what a downtrend is. So if OI here can hold, sick. We have a higher low. Now we just need to hope for a higher high. If we have a lower high, then we have a triangle forming. That's what people always talk about, making consolidation. So you got to watch OI for a higher low. And again, it's red right now. If it does come down lower, get rid of it. Nope. We'll give it some time. But if we have a higher low, it'll be a good pickup. So I want to give it some time here. I called it before. Super easy support area. Let it come down a little bit farther, maybe 3% more hit here, and then boom. Good stuff. Also obvious to see it can't break above these EMA lines. Those must be resistances, making this trade meh until it can get above, because what's your price target going to be? 2%. You're risking 2%. That's worthless. Don't waste your time. So OI, once it crosses both EMA lines, for sure gets a little bit lower, a great pickup. And there you guys have it. 9 excellent beginner plays and then an additional 7 intermediate ones. Again, the whole point of the show is not just to give you applicable stocks you could trade tomorrow. The whole goal is to educate you and to help you build a watch list. Any one of these plays, I would have on my watch list at any given time. Does it mean I would trade it 10 times a year? No, 2, 3, 4 times a year if they're applicable. I like to trade them and see what's up. With that being said, we are still having choppiness. It's choppy. Chop, 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 chop. It's getting really choppy. You know what you need to do? Raise your stop losses, which you should have, idiot. And then you should also lower your price targets to more reasonable heights, right? If we can go off of a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, that's totally fine. Make sure the EMA lines make sense. Make sure Vortex, Stochastic, RSI makes sense. Make sure the price action is very clear in supports and trend lines are not cheated on. If you're going to make stuff that makes you think, if you want to put a trend line that goes, oh, now it fits, nah. You don't go, oh, now I can make it fit. You don't make anything fit. What you do is you put the proper lines, the proper supports, and you become a patient young man or lady. That's it. Happy Wednesday to you. Have a good rest of your day. If you need anything, please let me know. Comment, like, share, all that kind of good stuff. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. We'll see you guys next time. I appreciate you. Yeah!